I think it was Eala is the match that I was looking at, and there was people like wrapped around the stadium just trying to get in, which is pretty crazy. And I mean, it's cool to see and it's exciting, but obviously, for fan experience, I don't know, because I'm not living that same experience, but hopefully the event kind of continues.
Jessica Pegula, one of the biggest names in women's tennis right now, has spoken out, and not on the court this time. She is taking aim directly at the WTA, and she is not mincing her words. She is doing it in defense of one of the most exciting young talents the sport has seen in a long time, Alex Eala of the Philippines. If you have been following Alex's journey, you already know what she means to her country and to fans across Asia and beyond. She is not just a tennis player. She is a movement. She represents hope, excellence, and what real dedication can build. And fans have responded to her in a way that tennis has rarely seen from someone still so early in her career. At the Australian Open, something remarkable happened. Fans traveled from across the world, from the Philippines, from different parts of Asia, from every corner where Alex Eala has touched hearts, just to watch her play. These were not casual fans who stumbled across a match by accident. These were devoted, passionate supporters who booked flights, arranged accommodation, and made real sacrifices just to be in the same arena as the player they believe in. That kind of dedication is extraordinary. That kind of fan base is something most players spend an entire career trying to earn. And what did the WTA do with that once-in-a-generation crowd energy? They put Alex Eala on a small court. That is exactly what Jessica Pegula is furious about, and honestly, who can blame her? Pegula said it plainly. Alex Eala brought fans from all around the world to the Australian Open. And when those fans showed up, ready to cheer and witness something special, the WTA had failed to schedule her on the biggest court available. Think about that for a moment. You have arguably the biggest crowd draw at the entire tournament, and you are putting her matches on a court that cannot even fit the people who traveled specifically to watch her play.
That we're getting and making that still an enjoyable experience for them. But I did see some of the courts have like lines getting in, and it seems really busy, and I saw some reports that it's some of their—
Pegula did not hold back. She called it disrespect toward Alex Eala and disrespect toward her fans. And she is right. When you consider what those fans actually went through, it becomes even harder to accept. People standing in long lines, waiting and hoping just for a chance to get inside and watch their player compete. Many of them never made it in. The courts were too small. There was not enough capacity. Fans who had traveled thousands of miles ended up standing outside the stadium, trying to catch a glimpse, or worse, missing the match completely because they could not get through the doors. That is not just poor planning. That is a message. Whether it was meant that way or not, what was communicated to Alex Eala and her supporters was clear. We do not think you belong on the big stage yet. And that message is not just wrong. It is offensive. Pegula went even further. She revealed that she had been told this was the best crowd ever seen at an Australian Open, and that this extraordinary turnout was largely driven by Alex Eala, the best crowd in the history of the tournament, and the player who created that atmosphere was not given a court to match it. Pegula openly questioned why Eala was not being scheduled on bigger courts with more space and a stage worthy of the moment, and the WTA has yet to give a satisfying answer. Pegula also hinted at something that runs deeper, suggesting that the WTA may not be entirely comfortable with what Alex Eala represents. Think about what that really means. Here is a young woman who has built a fan base spanning all of Asia, who is bringing new audiences into the sport, who is generating excitement and viewership in markets that tennis has been trying to reach for years. That should be celebrated. That should be given every platform possible. Instead, based on how she has been treated, it feels like it is being overlooked or quietly pushed aside. And Pegula was not the only one who spoke up. Novak Djokovic, arguably the greatest tennis player of all time and someone who has seen everything this sport has to offer, also broke his silence on the matter. Djokovic called Alex Eala the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. He said she deserves every bit of respect the sport can give her, and he agreed that the way the WTA handled her scheduling and court assignments contributed to the problems she faced during the tournament. When Novak Djokovic says something like that, the tennis world pays attention. This is not just fans venting online. These are respected, legendary figures in the sport standing up and saying out loud that something here is not right.
So things like that happen. I mean, it's you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule, and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. I saw the other day with Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big
And here's the thing. This is not a new pattern. This is not some isolated incident that can be brushed off as a simple scheduling mistake. If you have been following Alex Eala's journey through the WTA, you have seen this kind of treatment before. You have seen moments where the system seemed to work against her in ways that do not happen to other players. Look at what happened during the Australian Open qualifiers. Eala was in the middle of a critical rally. She hit a ball that was clearly inside the lines, visibly in, with the mark on the court to prove it. The call came back out. That alone would have been infuriating, but the officials did not just award the point to her opponent. They ordered the point to be replayed entirely. In tennis, that is not how it works. A ball is either in or it is out. You make the call and you stand by it. You do not replay points because things get controversial. But apparently, when it comes to Alex Eala, the rules seem to bend. What happened next tells you everything about who she is as a competitor and as a person. She did not take it quietly. She walked straight to the chair umpire, calm and composed but completely firm, looked them in the eye and said the words, "I know what you are doing."
She was not going to be intimidated.
She was not going to let questionable officiating get inside her head. She saw what was happening, called it out loud, then went back onto the court and won the match anyway. She made it all the way to the finals of the Australian Open qualifiers. That is mental strength. That is exactly the kind of resilience that champions are made of. Then came the incident during her match against Swiatek, a multiple Grand Slam champion and one of the most dominant players in women's tennis in recent years. Just being on the same court as Swiatek is an achievement for any young player. And right in the middle of that match, while Alex was finding her rhythm and building momentum, an official stopped play to confront her about items in her backpack. In the middle of a crucial match, at a critical moment, a scene was created, her focus was broken, and the timing of it all raised serious questions. When you put all of this together, the court assignments, the officiating controversies, the backpack incident, a pattern begins to take shape. And it is not a good look for the WTA. Because what it points to is that one of the most exciting, most marketable, and most loved young players in the sport today is not being given the platform, the protection, or the respect she has genuinely earned. Jessica Pegula saw it. Novak Djokovic saw it. Millions of fans saw it too. To around the world see it. Alex Eala deserves better. The fans who crossed oceans just to watch her play deserve better. And the sport of tennis itself deserves better. Alex Eala is not going anywhere. She is going to keep competing, keep growing, and keep building a legacy that goes far beyond rankings and trophies. The real question is whether the WTA will do the right thing and start treating her the way she has earned to be treated, with fairness, with respect, and with the recognition that she is not simply a rising star. She is already a phenomenon, and it is time the WTA started acting like they know it. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think the WTA is deliberately overlooking Alex Eala, or is this simply a case of poor scheduling and bad management? Did the WTA fail by not giving her a bigger court despite that massive crowd showing up for her? And do you think Jessica Pegula and Novak Djokovic speaking out will actually push the WTA to make real changes? Drop your thoughts below. And if you are an Alex Eala fan, make sure the WTA hears how you feel.